Hey everyone, I hope you're doing well. Today I want to talk about why the mind is a terrible healer. So thanks for your likes, your comments, your subscribes. But let's really dive into why that mind is a terrible healer. I'll give you examples in my own life. So my mind, when I was dealing with multiple sclerosis, bipolar, psoriasis, migraines, all these issues, my mind was locked into the belief that the knowledgeable ones know how to fix me. They know how to solve my issues. So my mind was telling me to seek outside myself for the answers. Then if you go to the doctors, they might not have this direct experience. So they have all this book knowledge and from previous experience of what worked. What I tell people is that you live in your body, you know it the best. And it's not about the mind trying to figure it out because the mind doesn't know. The mind is a terrible healer. The mind is guessing the way forward. We want to stop the guessing and stop giving our power to outside of ourselves, that it's their job, their responsibility, that the answer is out there somewhere. I know someone has to have that answer. That's how the mind gets. And that's how I was locked in too for nearly 4 decades with my ailments. Constantly give my power to someone else, looking outside myself for the answer. But when we're locked into these programs, these routines, it's not until we step back and say, hey, what's going on here? Why do I keep following these same behaviors? Because the mind doesn't like change. Once again, that mind is a terrible healer. It resists change. It likes to do the same things over and over again. It likes to be comfortable. The mind doesn't like to draw outside the lines. It likes to stick to that comfort zone. And sometimes we need to have something to question that. Why do I keep going down this road? And I see it in all these support groups. They just talk about their issues, their problems, and they just keep repeating the same things. How's this medicine work? How's that medicine work? What do you think of this doctor? What do you think of that? All outside of ourselves. Yes, doctors and medicine are fine. I'm not against them. I'm against them being the first step. The first step should be going within into our heart, our spirit, our soul, and see what is your first step to take. So when you're feeling ill, unwell, life isn't going well, we should be doing a stop, a pause, going within, and just seeing what arises for us or what feels right. Like I keep having these headaches. I keep having this leg pain. I'm seeing these doctors. I'm not getting results. So what's going on with me? And what's really interesting too when I'm thinking about this, when I was seeing like the MS doctor or the doctor for psoriasis or whatever it may be, they were never asking about my stress levels. They were never asking about my own inner environment. That stress, anxiety, self-criticism was really providing that fuel for autoimmune diseases, especially with like a psoriasis. They've shown that meditation will clear psoriasis. Well, psoriasis is an autoimmune disease. And when I see autoimmune diseases, once again, that mind is terrible. It's creating that environment for autoimmune diseases through criticism, through this self-judgment, from blaming ourselves, from beating ourselves up that we're not doing enough, that we're not, and we're just constantly in battle and warring with ourselves. But the mind is the source of the troubles, the untamed mind, if you will, the runaway mind that's always looking outside of itself. And through meditation or mindfulness practices, we're taking back control from the mind, you could say, putting the reins in and allow the mind to be the tool, the computer to operate these instructions that we're getting from this deeper essence. Like one day, I just simply had a knowing that it was time to go do yoga. My mind came with all these reasons why I could not do yoga. You don't have any flexibility, your balance is terrible, yada, yada, yada. That's the mind. But just within me, I knew I needed to do yoga. So I did yoga. And 6 months later, I no longer needed a cane because of multiple sclerosis. And multiple sclerosis went away. And this doesn't make any sense to people because we're always told that it's incurable. Once again, we locked into these mental patterns from other people that's saying that multiple sclerosis is incurable. It doesn't go away. But yet, if you search Google, you will find a few of us out there that no longer have MS because we didn't accept that story. Because that mind is a terrible healer. It doesn't know the way forward. It's constantly guessing. But within us, there is a way out of MS, fibro, cancer, whatever it may be, contained within your heart, within your soul, that knows the way forward because it's connected to all that is. So you can say it's connected to God. It's connected to the Creator. It knows the way forward. It created all these planets, all these universes. Everything that we see has this divine essence within it. And we are that divine essence. The mind lives in the illusion of separation. It's just a perception that we're all separate. But if you get an electron microscope and you go deep enough, you won't be seeing any difference between this pen and the mouse, for example. You get down so low, you'll just see atoms and electrons in the quantum field. So there's no separation. And they even say, like an atom and an electron would be like, 3-4 dozen football fields apart. There's a great, great distance between the atom and electron. They were mostly empty space. But yet we see everything as separate and solid, and it simply isn't that way. Because the mind is flawed in a way because of the programming that we put into the mind is flawed, that locks into these stories. And it's hard to take responsibility for ourselves. That's why I have compassion for people. It's hard to take responsibility. It's easier to look outside yourself than within yourself to say, hey, what's going on? And it's not your fault. You have been programmed by society that is teaching you not to trust yourself. We need to go within, trust our insights, trust our nudges, trust our gut instincts, that you are the vibrant soul. So when I'm doing these healing circles, I'm telling people how to tune into themselves, but I'm not teaching them. I'm giving them a direct experience. I'm leading people into who they really are. And most people will say they feel peace, they feel an ease. Some people will feel high and blissed because your spirit is wonderful. It's this light. And this is you. And I wish you well. But just stop relying on your mind so heavily for the answers. It's always guessing on a past experience. Within you is that knowledge. All right. Well, take good care of yourself. We'll talk to you soon. And hopefully I'll see you in the Vibrant Soul Society. I'm there numerous times a week. And I'm just charging $11 a month. And we get all this time, all this work with soul messages, healing circles, special workshops, the prosperity codes. Lots of good stuff in there in discussion groups, a resource library. All good stuff to help you tap into who you really are. All right. Well, take good care of yourself. I will talk to you soon.